this hour, I will speak to you about the heavenly diet.
하늘 가는 사람들 384페이지, 천국 사람들 806페이지. 신선들의 음식.
Also known as the diet of the saints.
여러분이 하늘에 가실 분들을
Do you believe that all of you are the ones who to go to heaven? Do you believe that you'll return to the Garden of Eden? Then you must begin the life of heaven, the life of Eden on this earth.
이 사람 피는 산성피와 중알.
You can see that there are two types of blood in our body. One is acid and one is alkaline. Acid blood and alkaline blood. People who have acid blood So we have here acid blood and alkaline blood. But the difference here is those who have acid blood cannot even control their own temper. And because they can't control their temper, they will make a mistake and they will regret it. And they will say, I will never do this again. But next thing you know, they do it again. They make the same mistake and they get upset. And at times they fight with people. They even kill people. Yet their determination to not fight again is just for the moment. Because they can't control the temper, you can never know when they will get into another fight. Because they can't control their temper. But those who have alkaline blood have the power to control themselves. And those who have acid blood, if they get tired and fatigued, it doesn't go away. Sometimes it lasts for a week or even a month. But those who have alkaline blood, they can recover after one night's sleep. And all their fatigue disappears and they have strength. But people with acid blood, they have no endurance and they get easily tired. They get exhausted. But those who have alkaline blood, because they have endurance, they can run. They can continue to the end. Therefore, people who have acid blood may be fat and may seem healthy. They can't run very long. And those who have acid blood, if there is a contagious disease going around, they get caught by the disease. And if mosquitoes drink the blood of alkaline blood, they die. Or they run away. And if germs enter the body, the germs are quickly destroyed and killed. What kind of blood would you like to have? Yes, we all want alkaline blood. But then, how is our blood formed? Depending on what we eat determines what type of blood we have. If we eat food which makes our blood acid, then our blood becomes acid. If we eat food which is alkaline, our blood becomes alkaline. So we are to have alkaline blood. Then what are we to eat? Let's see the food which makes our blood acid. First, white rice. Second, meat. Then white flour, cut fruits, cooked vegetables, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, chemical seasonings, soft drinks, and sour pickles, and animal fat, lack of oxygen, hatred, jealousy, envy, discontentment, complaint. People who live this kind of life have acid blood. And they truly live a miserable life. Then which foods which make alkaline blood are fresh fruits, uncut, unskinned, fresh vegetables, brown rice, whole wheat, nuts, vegetable oil, natural spring water, fresh air,
신선한 공기,
and also continual joy, peace, and thankfulness.
화평과 항상 감사하는 생활. 이런 사람들은
People who live this kind of life can have alkaline blood.
지금 사람들이
When we're speaking of rice here, this is brown rice. This brown rice is very good.
현미가 얼마나 좋은지 몰라요.
Just as we know that not all Christians are true Christians and not all gods are true gods, it's the same with rice. Though it seems like they are rice, there's a difference. There's a difference between the brown rice and white rice.
구분도
Also known as polished rice.
다 파냈죠.
Here in this white rice, it's dead.
죽은 쌀이.
It has no germ. It has no germ.
우리도 달걀이
You know, whether it's people or eggs or even rice, you need this eye. You need this germ.
그래서 이 생명체가 없는
So this is completely polished and no life.
이 백미쌀은
If you put it in water, it just rots. But brown rice, if you put it in water, it sprouts. Isn't that true?
그렇죠? 근데 이것은 죽은 쌀은
Do you know who eats this dead rice here? This white rice? Cancer. Cancer likes to eat off of white rice. And it causes the blood to become acidic.
만들어가요.
Here in brown rice, as a living rice, as a living grain, it not only makes our blood alkaline,
암을
but also
치료하는 항암제라 이 말이에요.
can cure
이건 암을
can cure
근본이고
cancer.
암을 치료. 그래서 요새 사람들이 이
And that's why people should eat brown rice.
그전에 박정희 대통령
During the time of President Park Chung-hee,
7분들을 먹어.
let's eat less polished rice,
국가
70% polished, in order to settle
서울의 부자들
the nation's food shortage problem. And so the rich people,
싹 없어 7분도만 먹으라니까
they bought all the polished rice
빠진 걸 그냥 부자들 서울 부자들 그냥 열
because everyone else was buying the 70% polished, the less polished rice.
암은 누구 병이냐?
Do you know
부자 병.
who has cancer the most?
옛날에
Rich people.
방에다 좀
Before a long time ago, we used to have the rice which was less polished, and it had the skin, and it had the germ, it had the eye.
그때는 암이 없어.
At the time, there was no cancer.
그래서 그리고 여기는 이 현미의 껍데기는
And in the skin of this brown rice,
1등
there is so much protein, the best protein.
물에다 풀어도 보이지도 않아.
And
물에 완전 용해.
it dissolves in the water as well.
들어가도
It goes in the blood and
걸리지 않아.
is easily absorbed.
에너지를 주고
And it gives energy and strength to people.
기름도 아무것도 없어요.
But this white rice has nothing.
그게 문명 발달됐다 해가지고 다 깎아가지고
And this is so-called modern civilization that we eat white rice. But all the skins of the rice, that which polished, we give to
약방에서
the cows and we give to the pigs.
이 사람
And that's why they get fat.
다 해가지고 요것만
But the people, they give all the good things to the animals and they only take
아프다고
the worst part. And then they always say they're sick and they're going to die.
현미 눈만
You know, there's a saying that long time ago, the emperor of Japan only used to eat the eye
인간 세계를 정복하려 했어요.
the eye of the brown rice.
이 얼마나 좋은지 몰라요.
He really was smart. He wanted to conquer this whole world.
부자가 되지 마시고
I hope that you will not be rich, but be poor and eat the brown rice.
과일도 그래요.
And
과일도.
it's the same with fruits.
과일. 배.
Here's a pear.
이 배. 사과. 뭐 이런
or even apples.
이 과일들이 요새 전부 깎아 먹지.
Nowadays, everyone peels the fruits and eat it,
돈이다.
saying that they're rich and they're high class. Or other people say, oh, there's so much chemicals on it. We have to cut the skin off. We have to peel it. But let me tell you, you must eat the fruits unpeeled. Look at apples. If you peel and you leave it alone, it turns acid right away. But fruits that are not peeled, they last for many days and even many months. In the skin, there's found the nutrition and antitoxins and all good things. But instead they peel off, they give it to the animals, and the people only get sick. Yes, we have a lot of love, don't we? We love those animals very much, don't we? But that love cannot help their salvation. People say, oh, they spray too much chemicals, so we must polish the rice, and you must peel the fruits and eat them. It sounds correct, doesn't it? If you eat the fruit with the skin on, you'll eat 100% of the chemical that's on there. And let's say you cut it and you only eat 50% of the chemicals that were sprayed because it was absorbed. But if you eat the 50%, the peeled fruits, you eat all 50% and it stays in your body. But if you eat the unpeeled skin, you may eat all 100% of the chemicals that were sprayed. But through the skin, it takes all the chemical pesticides out of your body. So the more chemicals sprayed you must eat with the skin on. And even here in Korea, if someone is poisoned, then they take the pear and they make a juice out of it with the skin on, and they will drink the juice and they'll be okay. And even dogs will sometimes eat the farm chemicals by mistake and they're about to die. Then if they are given the pear juice with the skin, then they live. You know, our real daddy made it so that everything we eat will heal us. And it's the same with vegetables. Let's look at spinach. If you boil it and eat it, later you can get stones, kidney stones. But if you take it raw, there are a lot of good enzymes. That's why it's best to eat it raw. It's the same for water. Boiled water is dead water. If you give it to the flowers or plants, they die. You must give them just fresh water, that way they can live. But if you give them dead water, boiled water, they all die. And doctors say on TV, oh, boil your water. Please, don't listen to them, but listen to me. You should never boil water because it'll be dead water. If you can't drink the city water, then put a piece of charcoal, activated carbon, and then it will become clean. Boiled water is completely dead. And when should we drink water? Before we eat. And when we eat as well. It's good to eat breakfast early in the morning. We should have about 5 hours between meals. So, before we eat breakfast, we should drink fresh water, maybe a cup or two, or even more. And whether you drink 1 or 2 cups of water, it can go through your body in about 5 minutes. And you must drink water with an empty stomach so that it can clean out your system. You know how we have sewer system in our homes? Well, it's the same with our body. When water goes into an empty stomach, it completely cleans out our body. And not only that, it cleanses our kidneys and also cleanses our blood. That's why people used to say, the more water you drink, the more blessings you receive. So according to how much water you drink, that also determines how much blessings you receive. That's a very good saying. Do you know why they say that? Because they become healthy. That's why they are receiving much blessings.
그래서
So it cleans out the body, purifies the blood. And next, when it's breakfast time, saliva comes out. But if you don't drink water because you don't feel like drinking it, you have no saliva and your mouth is dry. And because your body has not been cleaned, your body is filled with disease. And you have something like constipation. If you don't drink water, you can have constipation. And they say that constipation causes a lot of diseases. And you have all this gas, and that gas is reabsorbed into the body. I hope you drink a lot of water. In the beginning, it's not a habit, so you can't drink a lot. You can't swallow it. So start with a half cup, then 1 cup, and make it a habit to drink water. And it should not be too cold, like at winter time. So put it in a glass bottle in your room, and you can drink room temperature water. That's okay. It's not good to boil it. Just you can warm it up a little. And then your blood circulates well. Your blood is clean. Your whole body becomes washed. Then you can imagine how much energy you have. Water cleans our whole body. And it prepares us for the next meal, and saliva comes out. So we must digest our food first in the mouth, not in the stomach. We must chew our food well. And since we have a lot of saliva, the food is already digested in our mouth. You know, those of you who are sleeping will really lose a lot. You know, I see that most of you here are quite weak. So I hope you will listen carefully. I hope that you will not fall asleep and you listen carefully and be freed from being sick. Are you a doctor? That's fine. Are you a doctor of medicine? That's better. You have to learn everything all over again. You know, we know how to take care of machines, but we don't even know how to take care of our own body. Even like a generator, we know we have to put water and oil. But when it comes to our body, we don't know what kind of water, what kind of oil. Nowadays they have in the world oil which does not even burn. But when it comes to us, they do not even know how to take care of their own body. So you must drink a lot of water. And when it comes about lunchtime, after all your food is digested, after breakfast digested, perhaps 3 or 4 hours after you eat breakfast. Anyway, when your food is digested and you have an empty stomach, you should drink water. Then saliva again will come out at lunchtime, and you can digest it well. And you should also drink water again before you eat dinner. 5 to 10 minutes. And when you drink like that, you can digest your food and you feel so good. But people say, oh, I don't like drinking water. How could I drink water? I don't feel like drinking water. When you drink water, it just cleans out your body and disappears. That's why people who don't drink water say, oh, my mouth is so dry. I can't eat. Here, give me some soup so I can mix this rice in the soup. I can't eat because my mouth is so dry. You know, if there's no saliva in your mouth, you can't eat. You don't feel like eating because your stomach doesn't want to accept the food. And we should never snack in between meals. Snacking and overeating. Overeating. They say that it's the same as digging your own grave. You know, nowadays people, they're always eating something all day long. And then their brain becomes clogged. Our stomach and our brain are directly connected. And so
그래가지고
if a stomach is
내가 막히면 내가 막혀, 내가
full,
막히면 내가 막혀.
our brain becomes
그래서 미혼자
clogged
건강이라는
and
것은
plugged. And they used to say a long time ago, our ancestors say, you can give a lot of food to bad children. Why? Because that means that child is hopeless. Why? Their brain becomes clogged. And no matter how much you try and study, they can't study well.
그래서
This is
우리가
what our
이렇게
stomach looks like.